Everybody, good morning. It's April Fool's Day. I have no practical jokes to play, and it is a nice day, so I'm about to go for a walk. This vlog is already helping me be more productive. Yesterday, I sat down in the video room at school and made some animation, some stop-motion animation, thanks to an app on this phone. So, yeah, I hope it continues. I hope that I continue to sort of experiment successfully. And I have an idea for a vlog coming up on Monday. I also have an idea for a vlog on Sunday, because we're supposed to have a kite flying event for the kids at my school. But it looks like it's going to rain. And if it rains, we can't have a kite flying event. But if it doesn't rain, if it's just cloudy, then I'm going to try to make like a sort of outside vlog. Show them the kites, see how it goes. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this before, but me and one of my students, one of my adult students, are studying Easter 1916, a poem by W.B. Yeats, and it's about this rebellion that happened in 1916 in Ireland, and it was really brutally suppressed by England at the time, and you know, four leaders of the movement were executed. Anyways, it's a good poem. But the reason that I'm interested in it personally is because Yeats wrote the poem really soon after the event. He wrote it in September 1916, and the event happened in April 1916. And so he wrote it shortly after the event, but he didn't publish it until 2 years later, I think in 1918, in a book of his that came out. Coincidentally, after this Yeats poem, we're gonna study a song by Kendrick Lamar. The whole unit is like I teach sort of English as a foreign language, but the whole unit is about like colloquial forms of English. And so before Yeats, we studied a poem by Robert Burns, who wrote in like a thick Scottish dialect, and Yeats didn't particularly write in an Irish dialect, but whatever. And next we're gonna do Kendrick Lamar, and the interesting thing about that is that Kendrick Lamar just released an album called Untitled, and a lot of the tracks on that album are from 2013 and 2014. And so he also waited a couple of years. He left those tracks sitting before he published them. And, like, I guess it's kind of obvious that that would happen. And I guess that most artists do that. But I always feel such a sense of urgency to get things out as soon as possible. I'm not very good at revising. I like revising, I like editing, but after I like get through the first draft of a project, I get so excited. I just want to push it out. And I think one of the reasons that happens is because if I don't, then I fall into the trap of overthinking stuff, and I just think about, you know, how can I make it better like this and like this and like this forever. I think probably most artists have a good balance, not artists, but, you know, whatever, people that have to make things. They have a good balance of, like, they wanna make something better, and they will eventually get it out. I'm not sure I have that balance, to be honest. And so as I'm teaching Easter 1916, and as we start to talk about Kendrick Lamar's music in the next couple of weeks, I have to remember that things take time. If you want to make something good, it takes time. For those guys too. Like, Yeats was a professional poet, and Lamar's a professional rapper. I'm a professional teacher, and there's always a sense of urgency because the stuff that you make makes money for you. And there's always more I want to make for my students. We want to make YouTube videos for our students at school because students can buy textbooks in any bookstore in the country, English textbooks, and they've already had years and years of grammar lessons at school. So I don't want to subject people to pure conversation drilling or grammar teaching or vocab or whatever at school. They get some of that, but on top of that, I want to offer them things that are uniquely available in the 21st century because of the internet. Things like YouTube videos and things like phonics work or the non-conversational aspects of language. I think we can offer those things through YouTube. And, you know, it seems like it would be fun to make. But until now, for the last 2 years, I've experimented a little bit, but mostly I've been unhappy with how the videos have worked out. But I think I'm tricking myself. And so this vlog, as I've said before, is you know, to sort of get my butt in gear. I'm producing this vlog for myself, but my hope is by producing content quickly and regularly, I will be able to sort of dispel whatever cobwebs are tricking me into thinking that my school videos aren't ready yet. So hopefully, wish me luck. There's school behind me, right there. That is Koya Elementary School in the town that I live in Moria. And I started working there in 2009, and I worked there for 3 years. I couldn't speak hardly any Japanese whenever I first got there, and by the end of my time there, I could speak sort of daily conversation Japanese. I could read books. I hadn't taken a Japanese test by then, but because of the studying that I did here, I would eventually pass the Japanese language proficiency test level 2, and I did a lot of learning here. The lessons that I learned here are some of the more important lessons that I really want to teach my students in my current school. Learning a language really isn't fun until you find what you love about it. Those guys were my old students. I think they were 4th graders whenever I started teaching them. Now they're in middle school. But yeah. Learning a language is just memorizing a bunch of random sounds and random rules until you find something that you really like about it. Sometimes the thing you really like is an actual goal that you need for your job or whatever, but sometimes it's just, you know, you want to watch a TV show that you like, or you want to read a comic. I like to read comics. And once you find that, learning a language doesn't become easier. Maybe it becomes easier, but it definitely becomes more bearable. And you can keep it up for longer. That's what I want to teach people. I want to teach them to find their passions. What passion they would have in the English language.